Fake news or deep fake? The world of information is undergoing a rapid destabilizing event as AI technology upscales itself from badly drafted chatbots to manufactured video fakes that could pose a real danger to our understanding of the truth. Joining us on Spectator TV to discuss this is writer Joel Agius. Joel, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Look, you've written a piece called Generation Deepfake, Too Much Technology. Joel, no one is saying that technology shouldn't adapt or evolve. We're not advocating for a return to clay tablets or anything like that. But forget chatbots for a moment. Deepfake technology is something that we don't talk about enough. Break it down for our viewers. What is deepfake?
Yeah, so deepfake technology is essentially the use of audio, video, and any sort of images and all that sort of stuff combined into one that technology companies can use to essentially create almost a lifelike version of a human being. So say for example, that you said something that was against what the government wanted you to say, then they could essentially use audio clips and video clips of you, maybe taken from surveillance footage or taken from your own personal social media platforms, and essentially splice that together into a way that they can actually make it sound like you're saying something that you never said.
It sounds a bit like how we understand in movies where they use technology to create all of these special effects, etc. Is it a bit like that, where we're creating a fake reality that looks convincing?
Essentially, yeah, and it would be a lot more convincing, I guess, than what you see in movies. I mean, at least when you're watching movies, you know that what's in front of you is fake. I mean, it's just there for entertainment value, whereas this could be seen as something that is more realistic. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference necessarily between whether it's real or whether it's been concocted by somebody else.
And it could be coming to you in the course of a news cycle. So to be clear, we're talking about the artificial manufacture of digital footage showing people, even perhaps political figures, saying things that they never actually said. Now, human beings tend to find video footage more convincing than the written word, and so surely these deep fakes could pose a national security threat. If, for example, a voice of the president was saying something that was inflammatory, or maybe even start a riot to destabilize a government if footage was shown that wasn't real. Is this a problem for the security of our current civilization?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think it was Senator Richard Blumenthal over in the US recently, one of the Democrat senators, at a hearing on artificial intelligence. He began the hearing by playing essentially a deep fake of himself. And if you'd closed your eyes, you wouldn't have been able to tell the difference really between whether he was actually saying that or whether he wasn't. But he was using that to highlight the fact that, say, for example, they say the president of the US, for example, say Joe Biden one day came out and they made him say that the US had decided to take Russia's side on the Russia-Ukraine conflict. I mean, and that Ukraine should surrender. And in saying that people believed that, then that could cause a whole heap of controversy and, as you said, potentially riots on the streets. I mean, it could go from there to even just basic sort of everyday things, everyday ideas in different countries. I mean, the possibilities are really endless. And so it does pose a national security threat.
Well, you could show the destruction of a national icon or monument and people might think that was real and go into a riot. But as you say, the danger is not only political. You write that it creates a world where reality itself is questionable. And then you go on to say, and I quote, "Consider the following scenario. You disagree with the government, you speak out against their policies, so they use images and video footage, including your voice, to create a deep fake that might make it appear as if you have committed a crime," end quote. Joel, now I'm sure that, we've seen this cautioned about in science fiction before. Could this technology be weaponized against ordinary citizens by authoritarian regimes? Because I can think of a few, hashtag China, that might have this technology used to their effect.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's something that we would hope that was confined to, television shows or movies or books even, but it is fast becoming a reality. And I think in my research on the topic, I know that I came across a few scholars that said that they've seen how quickly it's advancing. Just within the last few years. I think there was a paper written back in 2020 that said that they were surprised at just how far it had advanced just in 2 years. And so, I mean, if they're shocked with that in just a small amount of time, I mean, it could only be, a few years until we see even greater advancements made to the point that people are being essentially locked up for saying something they never said.